So now I'm going to fit the pump. What I've done is I've soldered a corresponding plug that goes into the back of the 110 onto the pump, and I've also put a bit of thread tape around all the joints so it's a nice airtight joint. But however, when I cut this wire off, I cut it off one of these fuel pumps. It doesn't really matter because I can always join another wire on. But you could actually use one of these 110 fuel pumps that goes in the top of the tank where the return goes in, and put the return in that goes through the side, because there's usually a blanked off piece. Did I want to do that? Well, I could have done, but what a mess about taking the tank out just to fit a pump. Would it be easy to cut a hole in the floor and put this in? Yes. And these are just as cheap as one of these. But as you can recall, this is going to be sort of an experiment to see if this works, because I can easily undo it, if you see what I mean. There's nothing lost. So I'm going to mount this now, and I'm going to plumb it in, and I'm going to show you a different way I'm going to plumb it. So this is going to be kind of tricky to film, but what I did was I put a rubber hose on here instead of the hard plastic one. I'm going to remove that fitting and put that on the intake of the pump, which I'm going to put here, like that, you see, and then loop a pipe back from the end of the pump into the intake of your water separator. Now, why am I doing that and not cutting this pipe? Well, if this doesn't work, it's easy just to swap the pipes back over, if you see what I mean. There's no big deal, there's nothing lost. But I think it'll work, but I didn't really want to cut into that pipe. I'd rather do it with like a rubber hose. So let's get set up. I know it's on the back arch and it's perhaps not in a great place, but I can also always pop rivet a little plastic sleeve to cover this to stop any dirt. But from experience, when I put the fuse, I used to put the fuse boxes here on this, well, not fuse boxes, but the connection boxes for the wires here. It got a bit dusty, but it didn't get all clouted up with dirt and rubbish, because the wheel just sprays up here. You know, it sprays up that way. Anyway, let's have a look and see what that does. So there's the setup. The pump's installed, everything's there now, and it's working. It is a bit noisy, so I'm thinking about putting like a rubber buffer between the bracket and the chassis, but it works. Let's go and let me show you how it works. So here we are. I'll go and turn the engine. The engine's absolutely stone cold, alright? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the ignition on, and you'll hear the pump running, hopefully. There you go. Like I say, it is a bit noisy. Now let's see what sort of fuel supply we're getting. Whoa, look at that. Whoa, that's brilliant. Did you see that? Shall I do it again for you in zoom, just to make an idiot of myself? Here we go. Hold down my sleeve. Yeah, look at that, look at that. Excellent, that's what it should be like. Now, whoop, by daisy, the wrong way again. How does it start? Oh, it would be better. The starter's made a big difference because that's new now. Oh, it's been rebuilt. Got a better charger on it. Yeah, it goes well. Look at this. You know, no back pressure. Excellent. Turn this on. I'm going to run that for a little while and make sure it's okay. Like I say, I think I'll put a... I've got bloody diesel everywhere now. I'm going to put a rubber buffer. I was hoping I could find, you know, those standoffs, like mounting for the air filter might be a bit too small. You know, with like a rubber with two pins in. I might be able to find one of them somewhere. But that would be excellent, wouldn't it? It's also going to make, electric pump's going to make it an awful lot easier to bleed the fuel system through, because all you've got to do is turn the ignition on. It'll self-bleed. You don't have to worry about too much pressure, because the pressures will balance themselves out. So if you've got like 4 or 5 psi at the back and this pump's pumping out 4 or 5 psi, it won't pump over that. That's the way it'll be, if you see what I mean. It's just one pump feeding another. So and also, because the whole system returns back to the tank, there's no real restrictions to generate a high pressure. Ooh, like a high fox. So I'm kind of pleased with that. In fact, I'm so pleased I'm going to start it again. This is how they should start, TVIs. That's how they should be. I thought there was something wrong with it. Anyway, that's that fixed, hopefully. Is there any more jobs? I don't think we can think of any more jobs. See you later, bye.